Also coming up tonight, Vice President Dr. Mamadou Bawumia commissions first batch of electric buses to augment existing transport operations in the country.
In business news, Cybersecurity Authority calls for strengthened computer emergency response to combat cybercrime.
We've got details of these and many more stories coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to visit any of our social media pages on Facebook and on X.
The workload of Ghana's parliament is expected to increase significantly after the December elections as the House reconvenes to address unresolved matters and prepare for the transition to the ninth parliament. The Speaker's decision to defer the majority caucus's recall request means that all pending issues, including those deemed critical, will have to be tackled within a limited post-election window.
For the first time in 3 attempts following the contentious vacancy declarations, Speaker Alban Gbagbin has definitively rejected Majority Leader Alexander Pinyo-Makin's request to recall Parliament before the December elections, despite the Majority Caucus proposing an emergency sitting on November 28 and 29 to address what they termed critical national issues. Speaker Gbagbin stood firm, emphasizing the need for MPs to focus on their campaign activities. He announced that Parliament would only reconvene post-elections. The decision, according to Samuel Bain, the Executive Director of Parliamentary Network Africa, signals a heavier workload for the legislative body after the elections.
Parliament will have less than 1 month to be able to do all that they've got to do before this Parliament expires. And so very limited time to do a lot. And that may have its own implications so far as adequate time to scrutinize some of these materials will be concerned. The results of elections, December 7th elections, may also either embolden one particular side or make the other side also feel unboarded.
Being also noted that the Speaker's move was unsurprising. Similarly, a leading member of the Majority Caucus, Katie Hammond, expressed no surprise at the Speaker's decision, suggesting it was expected given what he terms the Speaker's current political interests.
I'm not surprised what you're talking about. The Speaker is in the pocket of the NDC. We thought that the Speaker Babe will just recall Parliament and the NDC will stay away. But some of us also thought that, well, knowing who he is and what he has now become, it was likely that he would hearken to the cries of the NDC and its apparatchik. I wish him well. Let him go on behave unconstitutionally.
The recall request had sparked strong opposition from the Minority Caucus. They questioned its legitimacy, citing constitutional provisions requiring at least 15% of MPs to sign a petition for a recall. The minority also criticized the timing, arguing it would disrupt campaign efforts and create logistical challenges. Additionally, they deemed the request unnecessary, asserting that the Majority Caucus had failed to prove any urgent national emergency warranting such an action. Dr. Forsing warned that granting the recall could set a precedent for procedural abuses in the future. With Parliament now on hold until after the elections, the political stage is set for a high-stakes post-election session as the government races to address unresolved issues before the parliamentary transition. Noble Crosbyan, TV3 News, Accra.
Let me now take you through what was contained in the reply to the Majority Leader rejecting the request to recall Parliament. And from the Speaker, he said, Honourable Leader, as you may be aware, the performance of the functions of Parliament and the duties of members of Parliament extends beyond the plenary sittings of Parliament. Again, as you are aware, the parliamentary calendar acknowledges elections campaign periods. This season is for government, parties, and both presidential and parliamentary candidates to present their manifestos to the people and to account and justify how the mandate given them by the voters for the 4-year term of office has been applied to the benefit of the people, bearing in mind the provisions of Article 296A and B of the Constitution 1992 and closeness of your proposed date to the general election. I am of the considered opinion that it would not be in the national interest to interrupt the campaigns of members and parties by a recall to plenary sittings of Parliament. Consequently, it will not be fair to exercise my discretion in favor of your request to summon members of Parliament at this time to a 2-day sitting. The Speaker further says that, Honourable Leader, as you may be aware, the performance of the functions of Parliament and duties of members of Parliament extends beyond the plenary sittings of Parliament. Again, as you are aware, the parliamentary calendar acknowledges election campaign periods. This season is for the government, parties, and both parliamentary and presidential candidates. It is worth noting that accordingly suggests that Parliament prioritizes these deliberations of the House, and I wonder how the proposed 22 items could be transacted within 2 days. So that's the Speaker's reply to the Majority Leader on the recall of Parliament.
Let's move on to other stories now. And the Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Sribwa Kweku, has been explaining the reasoning behind the decision, which is now being heavily criticized.
There are some areas, if you say you live with blank, that media alone will occupy all the spaces. So we were thinking that we should more regulate it so that they will be spread out along the constituencies. If you take Ashanti region, for example, we have 47 constituencies, but if care is not taken, constitution will be only about 7 of them. What happens to the other places? And we want the spotlight to be on each of the constituencies. And you may not understand your essence, but your presence alone will stop people who intend doing things wrong, who have diabolical mind to stop doing, because they know the media will capture them. So we wanted to do whatever we do so that we will spread you across all the various constituencies. So no constituency, there will be like 100 media persons in constituency A, 0 coverage in constituency 1, which is not fair. But it seems you are not agreeing with us. You are crying. And we said that, okay, Giba, GJ, let's meet and let us all discuss what will be for the best of the country. At the end of the day, we want the transparency to be there too. We want everybody to be comfortable to do his or her work. We were thinking that we have good intentions, but you are not understanding. If you remember, even the GJ president himself says that he agrees with us at some level, but because you will also have your reservations, we need to sit down and judge you. At times, you may have the good intentions, but you need to communicate it well.
So just to give you a preamble to the story that just rolled out, the Electoral Commission has withdrawn a directive to the Commission staff at the district and regional levels to select media houses for accreditation to its collation centers. Now, a release issued earlier today reads, and a quote from the Electoral Commissioner says, as a listening commission, we are engaging with the leadership of the Ghana Journalists Association and the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, GIBA, on the issue and trust that we will arrive at an arrangement that is both workable and acceptable. It goes further to say that the Commission is keen on ensuring the highest level of transparency in its operations, hence the opening up of all its constituency, regional and national collation centers to the media. In doing so, the Commission is mindful of the need to ensure an orderly and peaceful process at all the collation centers, hence the quotas on the number of persons who can access the collation centers at any given time. The Commission is confident that its engagement with the leadership of the GJ will result in an amicable impasse.
This is your election command center. The presidential candidate of the NDC has hinted that he will redistribute unused portions of large mining concessions to small-scale miners. He emphasized that this initiative would prevent illegal mining and protect the environment. John Mahama has been campaigning in the Western region, where our correspondent Komla Kluche reports.
Responsible mining has been on the minds of John Mahama, aimed at ensuring land reclamation and environmental safety. Large portions of the lands in the Western region has been plagued with the Galamsey menace. John Mahama, on the third day of his campaign, was in the Evale Ejura Ajomoro constituency. He proceeded to the Presiahini Valley constituency. Underground mining in the enclave drove livelihoods and the development of the area. Its stagnation is a major worry to chiefs. John Mahama stressed effective and responsible mining will be a pivotal stage of his next administration. He assured that his administration will establish branches of the Minerals Commission and Environmental Protection Agency in mining areas to ensure miners receive licenses and permits without having to travel to Accra.
Responsible small-scale mining eba. Afeso bebia yewo mine akese asase na omo agye no omo fanye hwe no ye pese omo twabi na yenya small-scale mining cooperatives no na etwabi ma omo na omo so omo ye adwuma ewo so.
Redistribution of mining concessions, he opines, will be a priority.
And ye say mine kese beje 60 miles square. Omunim say enya eho nyina enombe ye adwuma. Enti bebia omo nye adwuma no ye beje hon so ne achecha ma small scale mines ombe responsible mining omo say asase no.
He later campaigned in the Amenfi West constituency.
Say me share social media Nana B asa trona obikodi wo wutumi FM me hu say ono so sa otwa santrona. Say first day no 7th no omo koto abama Mahmudu Baumia ena ewo so omo koto areho say me fi say minim so ye lawyer na lawyer and chantrosa lawyer di mraso enti mesre no on sakra ye nyina ye to abano 7th December.
Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Asankregwa.
Elsewhere, the vice presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, is calling on Ghanaians to unite and vote out the new patriotic party. The NDC vice presidential candidate cited the economic and social challenges she claims the new patriotic party government has plunged the country into.
Addressing the people of Akokwa, Gomwa Aboba, Abia and Breman Bakon in the Agona East, Gomwa Central, and Esikuma Odoben Brakwan constituencies in the Central region, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman said that NDC's John Mahama is well experienced in governance and should be trusted to turn things around. She stated that the NPP government has caused widespread damage across all sectors of the country's economy and must not be voted for again.
The time is here for us to unite ourselves and work very hard to improve the country. We don't want a situation where our children will attend school for few days and come back home for months.
She also urged the electorate to avoid voting in a skirt and blouse manner to ensure that John Mahama can deliver on his promises once he returns to power.
I told them skirt and blouse now too much.
Where are those talking about skirt and blouse? Let's vote for the presidential and parliamentary candidates of the NDC for a better Ghana.
In more news tonight, Vice President Dr. Bawumia has commissioned the first batch of electric buses to augment the existing transport operation in the country. Dr. Bawumia says the buses are expected to reduce the payment of transport fares by 40 to 50%.
100 electric buses have been commissioned by the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. The buses are expected to improve the transportation system. More than 100 head porters, popularly known as Kayaye, have been trained to manage the electric buses. With the introduction of these electric buses, passengers are expected to pay affordable fares. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia stated that the electric buses will help reduce the cost of transportation.
Between 40 to 50% reduction in the fares from these electric buses. This is what you are going to see. From today, when you board it, you will see that the price is 40 to 50% lower because the operational costs are lower and you are able to pass that on to the consumer. And this is where we see the future of public transport.
The Managing Director of Metro Mass Transit, Albert Buahini, highlighted the significance of the electric buses.
While fossil fuel costs account for as much as 55% of our revenue from intracity operations, the energy cost of these new electric buses will constitute just 15% of the revenue. This represents a remarkable 40% savings in operational costs, allowing us to reinvest in expanding and enhancing our services.
In the related development, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia announced that the Tap and Go initiative will also be introduced in the railway sector.
I envision a future where electric vehicles are the standard, with modern technology playing a key part in it. This vision will require us to be innovative in our approach to problem solving and collaborate to build a seamless transportation system where one tap and go card can be used on all public transport vehicles, including our railway system.
Former President John Agyekum Kufuor has hailed the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. He says Dr. Bawumia is the right candidate to transform the country. John Agyekum Kufuor made the remarks during a courtesy call on the Ochehene Amwetia for opinion in the Eastern region.
2008, Mraso Semi free President Yakunyansan Mrakesi Nisheno. Diadiama Sabi Saji Fono Anana. Nanado Kufuor. Na ye party no sin shense ye shia na yayi candidate no ne afre no ya do ko radio na hwan no be wa badi akire na na do nkogwe na no anu akobo akoda koro no a anti demo no nanka sabu bia ni no politics program de bisi ho na kwada we wan ni no wanya party ni kra nipa ba ko pe no dia dance there so that I'm not a finance minister banyana baby called friend by radio they no ya no ana by radio sorry say akoda no a the candidate abebo ni di no so be finance ministry any bank of Ghana ya adwuma pa na sa akoda no as I said ono as finance minister didn't want to dance sa akoda no ya adwuma pa na what the no credit ni asumpa pa no de adwuma ma ya ban no nti sa akoba se candidate so ono obefa no ono na fam de wodi se ma candidate no kwa no fa Bawumia.
Let's now go to the Western region, where President Akufo-Addo has stated that his government has made significant advances in both the Tema and Takoradi ports, ensuring they remain competitive gateways for international trade and regional integration. He was speaking at the commissioning of an oil and gas services terminal at the Takoradi port. Irama Smith has more.
The project aims to establish a world-class based logistics platform within the port, which features shore supply vessel berthing facilities also within the port and service waterfront land to support the oil and gas exploration and production offshore operations. Already, the Takoradi port has the Atlantic Container and Multipurpose Terminal and a new dry bulk terminal. President Akufo-Addo said these investments in port infrastructure demonstrate his government's commitment to enhancing Ghana's economic competitiveness.
My government has been steadfast in its determination to ensure that Ghana harnesses the immense opportunity within the oil and gas sector, shipping and logistics sector. Takoradi Port is a pivotal gateway to these industries. It's been at the center of our strategic investments to retool and modernize its operation.
The Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, urged industry players to take advantage of the facility. Here in the Western region and specifically at Takoradi, there's so much excitement because at a point in time, the Takoradi port was referred to as the dying port, especially as all import operations were moved to the Tema port. But now there's so much going on here, and the additional oil and gas terminal is seen as a plus for the oil and gas industry, which is currently facing its fair share of challenges.
And we continue with our update on the constituencies, and this time we take you to the Lower West Akim, where our volunteer reporters are on the ground to give us updates of exactly what's been happening. Benjamin joins us first of all. Benjamin, what is the political atmosphere like in your constituency?
Hello. Yes, good evening.
Hello, Benjamin. I was asking what the political atmosphere is like in your constituency and what have voters been telling you ahead of the December 7 elections? Well, I'm afraid we're unable to establish a direct contact with Benjamin. As and when we do, we'll bring him back on the lines.
In more news tonight, the People's National Convention, PNC, has declared its total support for the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama. The National Executive Committee, which made this decision after a crucial meeting this afternoon at the party's headquarters, further directed all of its members to vote for the NDC in the December 7 election.
The decision comes 2 months after PNC flag bearer Bernard Mona was disqualified from contesting the presidential elections. National chairman of the party, Samson Asaki Awingobit, announced the endorsement of the NDC presidential candidate, John Dramani Mahama, at a media briefing in Accra on Wednesday, November 27.
9 days to the general election, the PNC not having a presidential candidate cannot stay neutral. For that matter, as a national chairman, in consultation with the leader, we've invited NEC. We had 15 regional representatives representing the NEC meeting today. At the end of the deliberation, we've discussed and we collectively, majority, have declared that the PNC, the People's National Convention, will throw our support to the National Democratic Congress presidential candidate for the 2024 general election.
Flag bearer of the PNC, Bernard Mona, said the governing MPP's poor performance informed their decision to throw their weight behind the NDC.
NEC members took the decision in the interest of saving our nation from further plunder by the current government. They also took the decision knowing very well that if the MPP in particular was doing well, the PNC would not have been filing the presidential candidate. to contest the MPP to win presidential elections.
Remind us to watch News 360, our major news bulletin for the day. We'll take a short commercial break. We have more stories coming up.
Phoenix Club, uplifting women. Phoenix Club, uplifting women. Phoenix Club, uplifting women. Thank you very much for having me here today. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane are bringing you the Women's Development Bank. It is a very special bank run by only women, to serve only women. The aim is to empower millions of women across the country. The bank will have branches all over the nation to provide you with loans with very low interest and on very flexible terms.
Madam, I run a small makeup and nail bar. Do I qualify for a loan?
No need to bother, my sister. I mean hairdressers, market women, women-owned online businesses, female graduates, women in the corporate world, traders, agri, women in all fields qualify for loans. With John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane at the helm, the Ghanaian woman will surely rise.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
You know, one bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
I love President Charcoal. Why? When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste. That's both charcoal and lemon. Oh, does it? Yes. Look right here. Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has two of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally. Convinced?
Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smiles.
For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal.
Mahama once said,
have you been offered a bribe before?
as a human being,
As a person?
any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other. Dada Noir. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Eshuruho.
In the beginning, life feels heavy. But then, hope arrives. Star 446 hash saves you in the Dewa Chop Money draw at 10 a.m.
Congratulations!
Give your dream a chance. Even better. Like life, Dewa 539 gives another chance for those who miss their morning Chop Money draw to get lucky in the daily Dewa Rush Hour draw at 1:30 p.m. Play every day.
And you may draw no social life. Dial star 446 ash. Nika Dewa 539. Direct Lotto no. Let this 7 o'clock and you may be
24 hours. 3 daily draws at 10 a.m., 1:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. Dewa 539 is designed to save you in the moments that matter most. Play every day, win every day. Dewa after.
Baby, first bank,
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. We do we say to bank be pray, no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here any date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feel do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
butterfly movement for change. Alan, butterfly movement for change. Hey, yeah, Alan, 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 Alan.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey. Soft Care. Protect your leap.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a Ghana where your dreams are not defined by the tribe you're from, and your job is not decided by the party you support, but by the strength of our nation and the promise it holds. A Ghana where opportunity is equally based on every faith, every region, every district, and every constituency. Where true unity exists and diversity is our power. A Ghana where all 16 regions are activated with industries, development, and purpose to yield economic prosperity. And picture leadership that is not bound by party rules, but by the needs of the people. A government that is decided by the voice of the people. This is the vision of Nana Kwame Bediako and the New Force. We stand for everyone, for the youth, the women, men, and the elderly. So when you step into that polling booth on December 7th, vote for Nana Kwame Bediako, number 12 on the ballot, with the 12 pillars under the apostolic governance, the 12 ministries, New Force, and Nida Swaba.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN.
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights.
Hello, other good evening and welcome to the business news segment here on News360. Now, the Cybersecurity Authority has highlighted the need to strengthen resilience in computer emergency response as an effective mechanism to curbing cybercrime. Director General Dr. Albert Ntwibwe believes this intervention will ensure sustainability in the country's fight against fraud and fraud-related activities to businesses and livelihoods.
According to Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority, Dr. Albert Ntwibwe, despite ongoing interventions, cyber attack remains possible, making it crucial to have effective response strategies in place to address such incidents.
Despite all the interventions, it is still possible that there will be a cyber attack. So those response mechanisms are also key to be able to address those issues. So these are the highlight, but it's basically a 360 degree approach of a nation's cybersecurity building.
Dr. Ntwibwe was speaking at his book launch in Accra, titled The 10 Commandments for Sustainable National Cybersecurity Development. Speaking at the launch, Chief Director of the Ministry of National Security, Nana Sena Sian Boaten, said the book emphasizes the need for actionable solutions tailored at Africa's unique context.
It's not just a book, it is a guide, a call to action, and a vision for Africa's digital future.
In other news tonight, the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, has bemoaned the lack of policy congruence in the government's climate action strategies, warning that the inconsistency undermines the nation's efforts to combat climate change and transition to a sustainable energy future. Now, speaking at a climate action conference organized by his outfit, Executive Director Benjamin Boachi stressed the need for government to begin investing in research to ensure data-driven policy implementation.
Major problem, where policies are designed and not much engagement actually go into it, or consultation of body of evidence. So that's what we're trying to do this. So we have a lot of research evidence that can come out of this. those could inform policy, could inform government direction going forward. It's bizarre to see policies generated that do not go through some rigor or certification by academics who have been working around these subjects. And it's also partly because we are not generating enough evidence that we are sharing with the political class or people. We need to deviate from that and begin to generate the evidence that is required and feed that into policy making.
In other news tonight, the Center for Awareness Global Peace Mission and the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center have signed a memorandum of understanding on the blueprints for sustainable global peace. The President General of the Center for Awareness of Global Peace Mission, Professor Samuel Atudankan, emphasized that this collaboration will position Ghana at the forefront of global efforts to promote lasting peace.
The blueprint aims to provide a comprehensive framework for addressing the complex challenges the world faces, with the goal of building a more peaceful and sustainable future for all. Speaking at the signing, the President General of Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission recalled that it took 36 years to develop the blueprints for peace.
The blueprint is for sustainable global peace. And peace is not only the absence of war. Health, hunger, and whatever is part of this peace initiative that we have set ourselves to achieve. This collaboration, the MOU, means that there's a need for us to foster unity, peaceful coexistence amongst the people of this world, and also to offer training in terms of the value of man and the fundamental law of peace.
He also hinted at plans to extend the blueprints globally, engaging major stakeholders in peace to promote lasting global peace. Commandant of the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Major General Jan, reiterated the center's commitment to promoting global peace and security in line with the pursuit of good governance, peace and security in Africa.
We are interested in conflict management, peace building, and that's the space we are in. Over the years, women issues have become critical, youth issues have become critical, so we have the Women, Peace and Security Institute here. I will be monitoring the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission. It looks like what they do is in tandem with what we do.
That's it for the very latest in the world of business. For more business news stories, do also visit our website. It's www.3news.com.
Remember the dark days of Dumso under Mohammed's administration? Vital surgeries halted.
Dumso vote number 1 on the ballot.
Again?
Hello, thank you for calling MTN.
This is Jerry, Jolly J for short.
How may I help?
I'm not happy with you guys at all. You've been giving Bongo gifts all the time.
Who is Bongo?
Oh, Bongo, my friend. He purchased in my room.
Oh.
You've been giving free gifts, but I don't...
That's MTN rewards, sir. Talk, text, browse, and more, and you get to redeem free call time or data by simply dialing *550#. And on Fridays, you can even get extra special rewards like food vouchers, shopping discounts, and much more.
Papa didn't tell me anything, no. Would you like to know how I got the name Jolly J?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Jolly. Calling customer care service doesn't give you points.
I'm gonna call my mom, I'll call my grandma, and I'll call my ex. That girl can talk, Papa. Hello, Mama. So what's the topic for today?
MTN.
I'm a Ghanaian, and I love luxury accredited faith. And I love democracy.
December 7th, Ghana is voting.
Only peace. Peace, I give it to you all.
I love Ghana. Peaceful election before, during, and after. One Ghana.
Peace. Peace to everybody.
One Ghana. Ghana Bakumpe.
This message brought to you from the luxury accredited faith.
Champion.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
You like no other.
you are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie.
Thank you, Mommy. I love my Indomie.
This advert is FDA approved.
Life is full of uncertainty. Human life is indeed fragile. When a man dies, the breadwinner dies. When a man dies, the father dies. When a man dies, the husband dies. When a man dies, the income dies. Life insurance is the greatest love letter ever written for loved ones. With Ayo Family Cover, you are assured that you and your family are secured for life's lowest moments. With as little as 15 Ghana cedis per month, Ayo gives you 15,000 Ghana cedis life insurance cover to support funeral expenses, or 300 Ghana cedis per night hospitalization cover to support hospital admission bills. You can also add your family members between 1 and 69 years each on your life and hospitalization cover at 15 Ghana cedis each per policy. Don't be left out. Just dial *296# on your MTN number or visit app.ayoforyou.com to sign up to the Ayo Family Cover now. Ayo, because you care.
Terms and conditions apply. Underwritten by Sanlam Allianz Life Insurance Ghana Limited.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Darling natural twists blend with her hair over time.
Yeah, that's perfect.
She's really more beautiful every week. Darling natural twists get better every day, just like you.
We asked the children, how many of you brushed this morning? And this little boy, his hand didn't go up. And I said, well, why didn't you brush this morning? He said, my brother was using the toothbrush. If I'd waited for him, I would have been late for school. I'm sorry, I get a bit emotional when it comes to that. To be able to change a child's life, to be able to bring back that confidence about their smile, for me, is phenomenal.
This advert is FDA approved.
Dedo spices, taste day inside. But Dedo spices here what Jenny say, nanya good taste. If we say yeah the natural spices and yeah organa hey yao. Ane you want all purpose, stew, noodles, curry and nutmeg and a jollof. Dedo spices, taste yummy, taste lemon. Dedo spices, taste day inside. FDA in Kratoya too.
Hammer once said,
I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dada Noir. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus. Up to 16 gig extended RAM. World's slimmest. Smooth. Corning Gorilla Glass. AMOLED display. Fingerprint. Always on display. Advanced fast charger. AI eraser. Wow. New hot. dual speakers, Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus, Infinix Hot 50 series.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Oreku Ampofo. After a long deliberation by the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association, Otto Addo is expected to stay on as Black Stars head coach. The 49-year-old coach has come under immense scrutiny after failing to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. However, it is believed that the JFA still trust Addo to lead the team to the World Cup, given the Black Stars have 9 points from 4 games so far. Addo presented a technical report to the Executive Council to explain the reasons for the disastrous campaign, and we can take a look at some of the details cited by 3 Sports when it comes to the report submitted to the Executive Council earlier today on Wednesday. Now, some of the key details state that injuries of key players affected team performance. He accepted responsibility for disunity and tension in camp after making Mohamed Kudus captain. He believes the team performance didn't match results, especially at home. Late arrival of some players affected preparations for games, and he is requesting for additional backroom staff. Well, Sudan assistant coach Ignatius Oseofosu has urged Ghanaian fans to keep faith in Otto Addo despite the Black Stars' failure to qualify for the 2025 AFCON. Otto was reappointed in March for a second stint after leading Ghana to the 2022 World Cup. However, it has been a disastrous year so far, which has seen him win just 2 games out of 10.
For me, I look at it at 2 different angles. As a coach, I think every coach needs time to turn things around, because this is the same coach that came. Our World Cup hopes were like some way after 2 matches. He came, win 2 matches home and away, beating Mali, and then in the next 3 months, things has. I believe when you give him the chance, I believe he needs time to turn things around. But again, as a fan, you understand, and as management, will you believe that he can continue with, even if given ample time? Because sometimes there has to be fine balance between what he is doing will bring results.
And so the saga seems to have come to an end as Otto Addo is expected to stay on as Ghana coach. Before we go, let's just bring you updates from the UEFA Champions League. Red Star Belgrade, big winners on the night so far in the early kickoff, beating Stuttgart surprisingly by 5-1. Sturm Graz kick off their European campaign finally after beating Girona at home. A host of fixtures to look forward to at 8 p.m. later tonight. And the biggest of them all will be Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Well, that's how we wrap up the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Oreku Ampofo.
Fellow Ghanaians, President Akufo-Addo has refused to sign the anti-gay bill passed by Parliament to protect the family values and innocence of our children. Vice President Bawumia watches on while paying lip service to protecting Ghanaian cultural values and her future. Clearly, the future of our children is at risk under the MPP. The December 7 election is a choice between the NDC that truly believes in the promotion of proper human sexual rights and family values for the protection of the innocence and future of our children, and the MPP that supports the promotion of LGBTQ++, hence the refusal of their leader to sign the anti-gay bill into law. Say no to homosexuality and gayism by voting wisely. The MPP will allow gayism and the NDC will prevent it. Your vote is your power and chance to protect your children's future. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Master, I have told you to use Kojak quality oral care products like the Kojak Charcoal toothpaste for strong teeth. Give me the meat.
Sis, that guy.
Ajay, my teeth.
Sis, haven't you heard of Kojak P&F toothpaste and their mouthwash? Right after here, get one for yourself. It helps fight sensitive teeth just like you're experiencing. Hey, sis.
Yes. Do not joke with your teeth because it may worry you in the future. Over the past 30 years that we introduced Procode onto the market, that has no competitor. We have again introduced Kojak Oral Care onto the market with the same high quality standard like Kojak Charcoal toothpaste that makes your teeth whiter and stronger. Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste that makes your teeth stronger, fights against toothache, and lathers well, leaving your mouth with an improved fresh taste and breath. If you have a sensitive teeth when you take something cold or hot, yours is to go for Kojak P and Kojak F. Together with the mouthwash, go for Kojak Oral Care products because Kojak dear, it be quality keke.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sanlam and Allianz is now Sanlam Allianz, Africa's largest insurer.
Do not assume that your name is in the register. Go personally to your polling station.
Driver, I beg, turn off the radio. Nobody is voting this year. I repeat, no one is voting.
Hey, my brother, cool down. What's going on? Why the heat?
I won't waste my time standing in a long queue under the scorching sun to vote for nothing.
Charlie, my brother, I feel you. After all these years of NDC and NPP, what do we have to show? Nothing.
Nothing at all.
In 2000, we said, NPP go fit do better. We gave them the chance. In 2008, we said, NDC go fit change things. We gave them the chance. In 2016, said again, let's give NPP another shot. And now, 2024, we want to repeat the same broken cycle. Hey, it no go work.
You're not wrong, oh. This is why me, no they follow that path anymore. This duopoly has to break. That's why I say we should support Alan Kwejo Chirematin. This man will transform Ghana for real with his great transformational plan. Alan Chirematin is credible, competent, and experienced. With him, it won't be the same old, same old. As for me and my whole family, we are solid yellow army.
Hey, my guy, you are making sense. Oh, for the first time, I feel hope. No more wasted boots. It's Alan's time.
Fire pomudi ni agobio Ghana fueni age efri say ya your local spices na ya frafra dia ya sankofa natural spice
me de go me jollof mu ni me still ahodoma e ma ne dance
Stanley, the barbecue they go on.
sankofa natural spices and one you use 100% natural.
Adofo, mamunye huge mistake. Sankofa natural spices. The
FDA ejedi nkratu yatu.
Today, we thank you very much for your invaluable service to this great company, and we wish you well on your retirement. Cheers.
Thank you.
Happy retirement, Lay.
Thank you very much.
So, are you staying or you are going back to Ghana?
I'm going back home, of course.
Wow. You really built?
I've got a home at Lakeside.
To thrive.
Mahama once said,
have you been offered a bribe before?
as a human being,
As a person?
any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other. Dadanwa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
There is a business in every woman. And then she works, juggling all that matters to her in seeming effortlessness. One thing is for sure, there is a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Accelerate your growth with finance and investment initiatives. Extend your reach with a free business website, access to digital and physical marketplace. Be empowered through exclusive networking and thought leadership platforms. Enjoy bonus reward with our Red Loyalty and lots more. To benefit from this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by
Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, good evening and welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, legendary American rapper Jeffrey Bruce Atkins, popularly known as Ja Rule, has shared an update on the ongoing construction of his school in Ghana. The 4-time Grammy-nominated musician visited Ghana with his wife, Aisha Murray, in April this year for an educational project. The rapper had previously announced his plans to build a school in the country. Now, during their trip to Ghana, Ja Rule and his wife traveled to Nwaso in the eastern region, where they partnered with the Pencils of Promise, that's POP, an NGO, to break the ground for the construction of a school block at Nwaso Anglican School. Ja Rule took to his official Instagram to express his excitement at the progress of work of his school project, which is nearing completion. Now to some more stories. This year's Rhythms on the Runway will honor some individuals who have contributed immensely to the advancement of the creative arts in Ghana. The event, slated for November 30 at the Grand Arena, will witness the honoring of prominent people in the space, such as Ejako Nimo, known in private life as Daniel Amponsa, who has undoubtedly established himself as Ghana's foremost exponent of acoustic guitar highlife and folklore, that is the palm wine music. Now also Chief Dele Momodu of Ovation fame, Bibi Brew, and one of the country's finest voices in highlife music, who have inspired generation with his craft. Kwabena Kwabena will be one of the honorees. Rhythms on the Runway, since its inception in 2010, has stood a beacon of unity, fusing the vibrant forces of African fashion and music to exalt the limitless talent that resides on our continent. Well, that's it for the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko.
Well, thanks very much, Noella Donko, for the very latest in the world of entertainment. And that's how we conclude News360. For more news, you can log on to our website. It's www.3news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asari.
And I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.